Hey everyone, welcome back to another Mattel Jurassic World review. Today we take a look at the new Dino Trackers Strike Attack Edaphosaurus. These new smaller dinosaurs in the Dino Trackers line have been an absolute pain in the balls to track down. You know, they're being found at Rite Aids and Best Buy. I don't have a lot of Best Buys near me. I have like two, maybe three that are within reasonable driving distance. I've been hitting them every so often. You know, I found the Edaphosaurus and Herrerasaurus about a week ago. Still looking for that Nothosaurus. I did find which one is it? The Danger Pack. Elaphosaurus, this guy today, but that Nothosaurus still eludes me. But anyways, if you're trying to find these figures, hit up those Best Buys and Rite Aids. I don't know what the reason is with these smaller figures. For the last year or so, they seem really hard to find. Retailers aren't stocking them as much. No one's really selling them online. So yeah, wish everyone luck trying to find these down because they are annoying. So anyways, let's go over the packaging on the Edaphosaurus, and this thing is definitely daffy looking. Comes in the new Strike Attack packaging, beta and blue Jurassic World logo down here, nice Best Buy sticker, half covering the Dino Trackers logo. I guess this is from coastal water region according to the Dino Trackers site. Back in the box, you have a picture of how that Strike Attack action works, and down here are the other figures in the wave. I did review the Herrerasaurus. I have seen the Zuniceratops and Genodectes. I don't know if I'm going to pick them up. I don't need another Genodectes. I think the original battle damage one is far superior looking as far as color goes. I might pick up the Zuni if I see it again. For some reason, I've been really selective lately what I pick up from the main line. I want to concentrate more on Hammond Collection. They just dropped a bunch of new announcements for the Jurassic Park 30th. So yeah, a lot of money going to Jurassic World lately. So let's take this thing out of the packaging. And speaking of the packaging, look at these new heavy-duty ties to keep it nice and secure. They're not like the thin little plastic ones that we've been used to seeing, so maybe this is more to help with anti-theft. But anyways, let's get this thing out and throw it up on the turntable. And here is the Edaphosaurus of the packaging. Now, this isn't a dinosaur. It's a prehistoric reptile, mammal-like reptile. Yeah, really not my specialty discussing these. But yeah, this thing is a really interesting figure. You know, at first glance, you know, if you're just, you know, a casual collector, you'd just swear this is another Dimetrodon. The head is just way too big, and Edaphosaurus was an herbivore. So I really don't know what Mattel was thinking. Maybe it's a weird homage to the old Charles R. Knight painting. I think it was called a Neosaurus back in the day. That was like the early 1900s. But I don't think Mattel was going for a reference with this figure. They just wanted to awesome bro it out and make it look all big and ferocious because it is Jurassic World. You know, God forbid, you know, we get a nice, you know, herbivore figure. They did the same thing with the Shringosaurus. So yeah, really odd choice, giving it a very Dimetrodon, you know, carnivore head. The sail looks cool. The paint job really isn't that bad. You know, the main line has been really lacking with paint apps lately, but I think the way this one turned out looks pretty nice. You got the nice black sail with some gold striping. You just got a little bit of black along the back, the contrast with that gray color. You know, all around the paint job is serviceable, but yeah, just a really odd choice just going with that Dimetrodon head. It's just really annoying me, but hey, I like to add new species to my collection for the most part, so yeah, I had to pick this up. And now for some measurements. This figure is 7.5 inches long from the tip of the tail to the tip of the snout, or 19 centimeters, and 4 inches tall to the top of the sail, or about 10 centimeters. So Edaphosaurus had a very wide, you know, size estimate. I think there was like 5 or 6 species of this animal. So the smallest was about 1.6 feet long, all the way up to 11.5 feet long, or, you know, half a meter to 3.5 meters. So I'll put this figure somewhere in the 1/2 all the way to the 1/18 scale range. And now let's zoom and take a look at some of the finer details on this figure, starting with that Dimetrodon head. It is really annoying. I just don't know why they did that. Just, you know, make it a nice herbivore, a nice small head. You can get the same action feature out of it, and you'd still give it mouth articulation. But hey, whatever. It is what it is. And let's zoom in and take a look at the absolutely awful painted eyes on mine. I can't even see the pupil, even on the other side. Let's get the camera to focus in on that. Definitely one of the worst, you know, sets of eyes I think I have on pretty much any figure in my collection. Maybe because it's so small, the machine that's painting them just really couldn't get it down right. But whatever, you know, eye quality control has always been a thing with Mattel. You can see the nice sharp teeth. are painted an off-white color inside the mouth. You have a nice glossy pink tongue and gums. Roof of the mouth is not painted at all. You do have some light gray plastic for the lower jaw, black for the top of the skull, and a little bit of black paint along the neck all the way down to just about the hip region. It's a decent paint job. I think it works for the figure. It is, bare minimum, but it actually works on this. Front legs are done in black plastic. Toe claws are not painted in. The sail came out really, really nice, like that splash of gold, the contrast with all that black. And right here, let's pop it up. Here is the scan code for those of you that want to scan this into the fax app. And then going down to the hind legs, really, really thick, chunky hind legs. And you got more gray plastic for the tail. You have a little bit of some spikes coming out of the tail. Here is a view from the top. Edaphosaurus should have a really, really wide rib cage to house the gut to process all that plant matter. So yeah, just a okay figure in my opinion. Here's the underside. There's some very nice crocodile-like belly scales along the bottom. So yeah, an okay figure. Now for articulation, mouth can open up that far, close completely flush. Hind legs can move backwards and forwards. They are on a hinge, so you can swing them out just a little bit. Hind legs backwards and forwards, and you do have a little bit of a hip pivot in there, and that is it for articulation because the rest of it is tied to the action feature. So let's get the mouth open on our big scary meat-eating Edaphosaurus. You just need to rotate the tail side to side and just get this head thrashing action. Not the most exciting action feature for not the most exciting figure. Moving on with comparisons, first up, here it is with one of the human figures. Here it is with the Hammond Collection Robert Muldoon. And next up, here it is with the Dominion Dimetrodon. You can see they're very, very similar. I do like how the sail came out in the Edaphosaurus. At least that kind of looks, kind of okay, but the heads are very, very similar. And let's take out a few more prehistoric non-dinosaur figures from Mattel. Here it is with the Scutosaurus, the cracked out Tanystropheus, and the Postosuchus. I like to call this the pain in the ass quartet. For whatever reason, I guess every time there's like a non-dinosaur figure in like one of these smaller figure waves, they're an absolute nightmare to find. We all know the Scutosaurus was extremely, extremely rare in the US. Even the Postosuchus, I think mine got warped from being in the box. But yeah, for some reason, every time Mattel releases one of these, they're really, really hard to find. Surprised there wasn't a Styracosaurus in this wave, because it always seems to be the trend. Every time there's a Styracosaurus, that wave is very, very hard to track down. And you know what? Let's just throw one more out here. Here it is with the old Dimetrodon up until, I guess the Dominion one came out. This one was going for a pretty penny also. So yeah, whatever reason, the distribution every time one of these, non-dinosaur figures is in a wave, it's just an absolute nightmare for us collectors to get our hands on. Let's do a couple fellow Dino Tracker figures. Here it is with its wave mate, the Herrerasaurus, which I absolutely adore. This figure is one of my favorite figures so far in Dino Trackers. And next up, here it is with the Dryptosaurus. Come on, buddy, stand. There we go. Here it is with Dryptosaurus. And lastly, for Dino Trackers, here it is with Diablo Ceratops. And lastly, here it is with the Hammond Collection T-Rex. So final thoughts on the Dino Trackers Edaphosaurus. A lot of mistakes with this figure, especially with that head. But, I kind of like it, but it is still kind of annoying that they just made it a carnivore instead of a herbivore like they should have. It should have a much smaller head, but hey, Mattel is going to awesome, bro, and there's really nothing we can do about that. Like I said earlier in the review, this figure is a pain in the butt to find. Actually, everything right now, the Dino Trackers, Danger Packs, and Strike Attacks are just really hard to come by. Hit up those Best Buys and Rite Aids, and hopefully these things end up showing up at Target and Walmart at some point. So that will do it for the review. I'm going to try to play catch up. I have those collecting figures I haven't reviewed yet. I have some new stuff coming in from Beast of the Mesozoic soon. Got one more Dino Tracker figure to review, and they should be a big reveal on the channel sometime next week. So keep your eyes peeled for all those reviews. And as always, if you're enjoying the content on this channel, show your support by hitting that subscription button just below the video. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously and is greatly appreciated. I'll see you guys for the next one.